creepy peeps, and welcome to day 27 of Shocktober. Today's movie is Inside. Quick little summary of Inside is 4 months after the death of her husband, Sarah, who is on the brink of giving birth to their child, becomes trapped inside her home and tormented by a mysterious woman who wants her unborn baby. Let's get into what I like about Inside. I didn't say in the summary, this is a French horror film, so that leads nicely into the first thing I liked about it. It is bloody and it is violent. Super violent, super gory, super bloody, and it has to do obviously with a pregnant lady, which had me on edge the entire time because of course the crazy lady wanted the unborn baby. So there's times where like she is trying to like literally cut the child out of this lady's stomach, and I was like having a meltdown. I have a super irrational fear when it comes to pregnant ladies and like stuff happening. I think I was just seeing like one too many horror movies with pregnant ladies in them. Like if like in this movie, like, you know, when she gets cut on her stomach, or like in Annabelle when they like stab the pregnant one in the side, or like when a pregnant lady like falls down belly first, like I freak out. Like I'm not emotionally mature enough to handle that sort of thing, so that really freaks me out. So I was like literally just like cringing and cowering the entire time in this movie because it's just like of course everything like violent and stabby and was like happening to her stomach, and that just freaked me out. Like I don't know, I looked it up, and fear of pregnancy and childbirth is actually a fear. It's called tocophobia. I don't know if that's how you say it, but that's actually a fear, and I'm pretty sure I suffer from this. So I mean, it had me invested in the movie though, because I was like honestly fearful for Sarah's safety the entire movie. Even though it's a fictional film, I was so concerned for her the whole movie. With these kind of home invasion movies, I think sometimes films can suffer from like a lot of plot holes, kind of like, why wouldn't anybody come check on her? Why is she alone? This like blah blah blah, a whole bunch of things. So I think they do a really good job of kind of covering all the bases so there aren't any plot holes. Like, so they establish when Sarah goes home, her friend is gonna pick her up the next morning, and she's going to the hospital to give birth, like they're gonna induce labor or something like that. So it's like they establish that. So like you're thinking like, okay, somebody's gonna be coming for her at some point, but they take care of that, and they kind of cover all the bases. Like when Sarah's first attack, she calls the police. So they set up like a routine, like every 2 hours they're gonna call her, or a police car is gonna swing by and check on her. So they cover that as well. So that way there's not any plot holes or anything. Like, so you're not sitting there thinking like, well, more than 2 hours have definitely passed by. Have any police showed up to save her or anything like that? So I won't tell you how, you know, to not spoil anything, but they do cover all of that up really well. And it's frustrating too, because it's like poor Sarah like can't get a break, and she's on like the brink of being saved so many times. Score is really good. It's like equal parts like kind of like grating and kind of scary, and equal parts like really sad, like orchestral music. Like it's kind of like a really sad story, like because it opens with a car accident, which is how Sarah's husband dies, and then she's, you know, she has to go through the last 4 months of her pregnancy all by herself, and you can tell she's very depressed, and just she looks like she's kind of given up a little bit, like she just doesn't care. So it's really a sad story, and then for this kind of thing to happen to her is, yeah, it's you feel for her, you really do. The only thing I didn't like in Inside was the CGI. They cut to a lot of times like this sort of like in utero shot of the baby, like particularly when things happen to Sarah's stomach, like if she gets like hit in the stomach or stabbed or something like that, and you kind of see the the in utero baby like react, I guess, to it. I don't know, I didn't really like it because obviously it's like all CGI and it's really just really cheesy looking. I didn't like it. It took me out of it. And there's one scene, I won't say who it involves or anything, but it involves like fire to the face that is like 100% CGI, and it also looks really cheesy. I mean, I can only assume maybe they just didn't have the budget to make that practical effect or something. Like all the other stuff was practical effects, and there was a lot of slicing and dicing in this movie, trust me. No, it was just like those 2 bits of CGI that are, it doesn't look good and it just takes me out of it. Despite that, I think this movie was really good and totally worth watching. It's only $3 to rent it on YouTube, which I think was well worth it. It was surprisingly good. It might take me a while emotionally to get to a space where I can watch this again, but I definitely will. It was very, very well done. I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5. Like, this was a surprising one, like surprisingly good. On IMDb it has a 6.8 out of 10, and Rotten Tomatoes has it at a 83% critic score and a 75% audience score. So if you've seen Inside, let me know in the comment section down below what you thought about it. I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new here and become a Creepy Peep today. I post videos Monday through Friday. Thank you for watching, and until next time, stay strange.